All right, welcome back to the second day of Math C, Unit 2. We're going to go ahead and talk about the distance formula. Today's going to go pretty quick, but you may want your calculator, so pause the video and go grab one. So we got two formulas we're going to talk about today, the distance formula and the midpoint formula. They kind of coincide with each other. The midpoint is actually derived from the distance formula, but I'm not going to show you how that is. I'm just going to show you how to use them. So we're going to find the distance between the following two segments. So in number one, we're finding the distance, of the segment C to D. So typically we would plot this and try and count the squares, but now we can learn how to mathematically calculate it out. So here's the formula I'm going to use, which you're going to have to memorize it, so I'd get used to it. So you're going to have the square root of the subtraction of your two x values. So remember when we found slope and we had to take the difference of the second one minus the first one? Same idea. Here's your x1, y1, here's your x2, y2. So I'm going to take 8 minus 0, and that's going to be the whole thing quantity squared, plus 6 minus 0, whole thing quantity squared. Okay, so that gives me 8 minus 0, which is still 8. So I'm going to have 8 squared plus 6 squared. 8 squared is 64. 6 squared is 36. The thing is still under the square root. When I add those together, I get 100. Square root of 100, as you all should know, is 10. So the distance from C to D is a distance of 10 units. Let's take a look at the second one here. So I'm going to, again, x1, y1, x2, y2. So I'm going to have the square root of the difference of the x's. So I'm going to take 6 minus 4 quantity squared plus 6 minus 2 quantity squared. Now, if you flipped these two around and you had your 6 minus 2 first, that would be fine because of the fact that you're adding here in the middle. But what you cannot switch around is your 6 and your 4. So you can't, for example, say 4 minus 6. So make sure you do write those in the correct order. Okay, so 6 minus 4 gives me 2. 2 quantity squared will be 4. Plus 6 minus 2 gives me 4. 4 squared is 16. Again, if you don't believe me, go ahead and calculate that out. You've got your handy-dandy calculators. That gives me the square root of 20. Now, we should remember from our Math B days that we have to break this down. Yes, I know. Oh, who remembers how to do that? So what goes into 20? We have 2 and 10. What goes into 10? 2 and 5. We have 2 2's, so 2 comes out, square root 5. All right, technically second one, third one, however you want to talk about it. Same idea. So we're going to take my x's, so 3 minus turns into plus, and then negative 2 minus 4. So 3 plus 3 gives me 9. 9 squared. Excuse me, I'm sorry. 3 plus 3 gives me 6, not 9. I had already squared those in my head. So then 6 squared will give me 36. 2 minus 4 will give me negative 6. Negative 6 times negative 6 gives me 36 again. So I get the square root of 72. Well, I know that 72 is equal to 36 times 2. And 36 is a perfect square. We should know that it's 6. So my answer is 6 root 2. Why do I know it's 36? Why do I know 6 squared? Because I just did it twice up here. Remember, square root undoes squared stuff. And then this last one, we have the square root of 7 minus 7 squared plus negative 1 minus negative 9, which turns plus 9, quantity squared. 7 minus 7 gives me 0. Then I have -1 plus 9, which is 8. 8 squared is 64. So I get the square root of 0 plus 64, which actually is the square root of just 64. Square root of 64 is 8. So again, not too difficult. Alright, the second thing we're going to talk about is the midpoint formula. So we should remember that midpoint is the middle. So we are literally finding the middle of the segments now. So instead of, again, having to try and guesstimate it or plot it out, we can just calculate it out. I'm going to give myself a little bit more space here because I write so much bigger on my computer compared to when I'm on the board. Okay, so what we're going to do here is we're going to kind of find the average of the x's and then the average of the y's. So I'm going to take 0 plus 8 divided by 2 and 0 plus 6 divided by 2. So 0 plus 8 is 8. That's still divided by 2. 0 plus 6 is 6. Again, still divided by 2. 8 divided by 2 is 4. 6 divided by 2 is 3. And again, we're looking for an actual point in the definition midpoint. So we're going to have a coordinate plane system. So we need to put it x comma y. I usually do my x's on the left. Find the average of my y's on the, I do my x's on the left, my y's on the right. So that way it's just in the order and I don't have to remember, oh, which one's my x and which is my y. So let's take a look at the second one now. I'm going to actually do this in order. So I'm going to take -3 plus 3 over 2. Again, taking my x's and adding them. 4. And I'm going to have 4 plus -2, which is the same thing as saying 4 minus 2. -3 plus 3 gives me 0. 4 minus 2 is 2. 0 divided by anything is going to give me 0. 2 divided by 2 is 1. So my answer is 0, 1. All right, number 3. 4 plus 6 divided by 2. 2 plus 6 divided by 2. 4 plus 6 gives me 10, so then I have 10 over 2. 2 plus 6 gives me 8, so I have 8 over 2. 10 divided by 2 is 5. 8 divided by 2 is 4. And last one. 7 plus 7 over 2. And -9. Now, -9 plus -1 is the same thing as -9 minus 1. 7 plus 7 is 14 over 2. -9 minus 1 more is -10 over 2. 14 divided by 2 is 7. And -10 divided by 2 is -5. Alright, that's all I got for you today. See you tomorrow.